Supermodel Maggie Rizer has appeared on runways and on the covers of Vogue around the world for the world's best designers and photographers, with A-list celebrities and from with dogs to walking catwalks to appearing on iconic television shows like Sex and the City. She graduated from Watertown High School, a place she says is near and dear to her heart.
Maggie's real fortune is her appreciation of her hometown and treasured high school memories.
She was just inducted into the high school's Hall of Fame, so she zoomed in to talk with us about the honor.
Welcome back to Northern New York.
Thank you. It's good to be back, and it's been too long. How have you been?
Good, really. I've been really well, thanks. Life is good, no complaints. I mean, given everything that's happening in the world, I couldn't be happier. Everything's good.
Well, I obviously have a congratulations in order. You just got inducted into the Watertown High School Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's such an honor. It really is. I mean, anybody that knows me knows that my heart really is and always has been in Northern New York, and it just holds a very special place for me. To be inducted into the Hall of Fame there is just, it really is such an honor. I look up to the people there so much, and they really are who I am in my heart. So it really means a lot.
She accepted the honor from the Exumas, where she's sailing with her family.
How's everything there?
Oh, it's wonderful. Oh my God, look at how beautiful that is behind you.
It's pretty, I mean, let me show you. It's pretty amazing.
Unbelievable.
Pretty good. It doesn't get better.
And without discounting how blessed she is to be where she is, she somehow still misses a North Country snow day.
We'll get up there kind of May, and so it's been great. I mean, the more time I can get up there, the better for me. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's wonderful here, but that looks pretty good. I'm a little jealous.
I'm very happy, but I miss the snow. Every time I hear somebody talking about skiing or the snow or snow days, my kids are like, what's a snow day? Which is really sad for me because, it's a big part of childhood. And when I was hearing all that stuff about maybe snow days would be canceled because then you could just do Zoom school, it seems so sad. I hope that doesn't actually happen.
While talking with Maggie, it's easy to forget how wildly successful her career is because of how down-to-earth she is.
Maggie, how you doing? Very good, very good. Nice weather. Oh, yeah. I saw you in Vogue.
You did? On Vogue. On Vogue.
And how, like most good moms, she talks about being a mom first.
And I have always really wanted to homeschool our kids. I've always, I feel like since I was pregnant with my first child, everybody that would pass me would always say, take care of these times, hold on tight, it goes by so quickly, to the point where it's caused me so much anxiety that I'm like, when they go to school and they go to all these different activities, I just feel like you lose time so quickly these days. I mean, I know it's different than when I was a kid when, there weren't all these activities, or at least I wasn't enrolled in all these activities, but these days kids are just gone all the time. And so we decided it was a kind of a distant plan of ours to take a year off and go sailing in the South Pacific. But given the situation with COVID, we just kind of, took this opportunity to take off, and we're sailing around the Exumas and having a really great time.
It was as clear as the water she was sitting in front of that Maggie doesn't take any of it for granted, but also says it's not a path for everyone.
In your quote-unquote low moments in your career, you were still more successful than most. And, and forgive me if I'm being presumptuous here, but modeling career seems to be one that would exploit youth image a lot. And you've been able to stay successful for so long and through so many years. How do you stay fresh? How do you keep your career going in a field that really, like I said, kind of values these not so great images always?
Well, they value being super unhealthily thin, youth, and popularity. And there's a lot of things that the fashion industry represents that are unhealthy. As much fun and as lucky as I am that career happened, it's nothing that I'd really, wish on anybody or put in front of, my daughter or anybody else's daughter. And I tell people that a lot, and I feel like they think that I'm suggesting that their daughter couldn't be a model, which, you know, isn't the case at all. I just think it's not a, you know, it's not the healthiest path if you can choose other, not, I mean, I don't mean it in that way, but, you know, there's a lot of bad things that come along with that life. And I got really lucky and had a really successful career, and I was lucky, but it doesn't always happen that way.
Maggie's successes, though, like anyone in any life, has come with ups and downs.
You've had so many ups and downs. As a matter of fact, in 2008, they have what they called your big comeback, whatever that means, right? So I guess over the years, do you have words of advice for folks that, because everybody has ups and downs in life, whether it's in your career, in your personal life, and I think that, at least for myself, I know that it's those moments that are less successful, that are a little bit down, that make the high a little bit better. So do you have any words of advice for folks and on how to make the big comeback, as they called it?
Big comeback, sure. I mean, first of all, everybody loves a comeback, so everybody will always for you. And I mean, so a couple things probably. My mom, as a kid, would always quote Winston Churchill, which drove me insane. But now I see, you know, she would say this: "Never give up." What is it? Never give up, never give up, never surrender, or something along those lines. She'll tell me later what it is. But mostly own it when you're down. Like, deal with it. My big problems when I have had lows is pretending that I'm fine and being like, I've got this, you know, everything's fine, nothing's wrong.
Yeah, and we all do that, by the way.
Yeah, like do the work and push yourself to fix what's wrong and really face your fears and fix things, and don't give up on yourself. Know that the comeback is there. It just is on the other side of that work. Also everybody has it. Like you said, you know, my son, we're homeschooling the 4 kids on the boat. And whenever there's like a tough day or they have a trouble with a test or don't do well, I'm the first to say, you know, this is just today. Tomorrow is a new day, and you have the power to choose how your day tomorrow turns out. And, you know, if you want to do better, study harder and work harder, and you'll come out better on the other side.
Perhaps Maggie's most impressive work to me didn't happen on the runway or in front of a camera, but instead behind the scenes, in advocacy.
You really have come to the realization that you can use your platform for good. You've done so much advocacy within the gay community, especially within AIDS research. You've worked with programs like Operation Smile. Just tell us a little bit about these organizations that you're involved with and why you're so passionate about them.
Well, HIV/AIDS is a very important one to me, as my dad passed away from AIDS when I was 14. And from the time that I was really little, I knew that he had HIV. And it was something that I, you know, grew up with, really kind of waiting for my dad to die, and seeing how far that they've come with the research and medication, and how, you know, if you take care of yourself these days, that you can really live a normal life. And for me, that is, you know, something I'm really passionate about, just because I lost my dad at such a young age for something that, you know, if medication were more advanced, I wouldn't have.
Maggie's career began with her senior photo taken right at our local Burns photography studio. She was just a teenager in the early 90s, a time when this advocacy wasn't being talked about. She continues this conversation today at home.
And growing up in Watertown, you know, being gay, at the time wasn't really something that people were, you know, open about or okay about, I guess I should say. I had heard a lot of people making fun of people for being homosexual, and, you know, that for me it was something really personal, because my dad was gay. I had a lot of friends that were gay. When I moved to New York, everybody was gay. I loved it. I fit in really well. So it's important to me to kind of present that, and to my kids, to see that that's something that, you know, you can be anything you want. You can have any color of skin. You can dress any way you want. My young son, who's 3, wears dresses all the time. He's either naked or wears dresses. And the older kids are always making fun of him. And I say, if he wants to wear a dress the rest of his life, you're going to put a smile on your face and be proud of him, because, you know, I think people should be who they want to be, and there's no reason they shouldn't be ever.
That is so awesome. I love to hear that you're such a good mom.
From home or boats to the runway to charity and advocacy to covers of magazines, Maggie Rizer puts the super in supermodel, and I, for one, will be cheering her on right here from Northern New York.
Just know that we're watching from Watertown, we're cheering you on from Watertown, and we look forward to you sailing home safely to Lake Ontario this summer.
Thank you very much. It's nice to see you, Alex.
You too. Bye-bye.